If you're just here for the review, wondering if you should buy this blender, short answer is yes, links down below. If you want to go a little bit further, kind of show you the operation of this unit and the power of this massive, I think it's 1500 watt motor. It's crazy. It does everything that we want it to do. I only have one gripe. My only complaint with this unit is that if you're using hot liquids, be sure to use a towel over top because this thing loves to just erupt and spew out the side. Just going to share with you a blender that I think is absolutely lovely. We've had this thing forever. We've beat it up. It's done ice. It's milled grain into flour. It's just a great all-purpose blender. Don't have to take my word for it. It also does show up on Project Farm's list of one of the better blenders to buy. The only place it kind of suffered for its review there was doing chia seeds in water. Didn't grind them down as good as some of the other competitors did. I don't see myself ever using it for that. If you wanted to do that, you could just take the chia seeds dry, mill it down to flour, and add water, and you would have just the same result. Anyway, the Ninja blender, let's go through and take a look at it. The set that I got came with this, with the big milling tower that's on the inside there. And you can also see that it came with the cups, which are great for if you just want to make a smoothie or whatever the case is there. Comes in a little glass. This thing actually goes right on top of the blender. You don't have to do anything fancier to get it in there. It also, on the design part of it, you can kind of see on the top here, this is to kind of break the vortex up as it gets spinning really fast and kind of gets it churning in there, which works really good to just liquefy anything that you want. If you're doing powdered smoothies or something, or frozen fruit into a smoothie, these things work awesome. And then when you're done, you got a lid for it that screws right on as well. And ta-da, you're on your way. Chuck it in the dishwasher when you're finished and it cleans right up. To clean up this thing is a piece of cake. I just fill it half full of water, a couple of drops of dish soap in there, blend it on high, cleans it up in a hurry. It also has a locking base, which secures it. The lid also locks as well. Has a safety and a release. Put it on and push, and the blender also doesn't function unless that lid is on. So you can do whatever you want here. Nothing. Chuck the lid on, close it up. And it works like a charm. Now, just for the sake of you guys actually getting to see this thing work, I'll just take some ice and some water, put it in the cup, and show you how this blender just smashes it down to nothing. First, we'll use the cup, then we'll use the big blender attachment when we can see how that works. And we'll just close this thing up, fill it to the max line, chuck it on. You can also see it has like locking teeth that this cup really locks into. And you can hear it click to secure it, so you don't have to hold it even. Alright, inside after she's blended up here, the consistency is like that of a slushie. It's all beat up really well. And there's no solid chunks left in it. So if you're making your homemade slushie, that'd be a great way to do that as well. Alright, I'll do the same now. I'll chuck a bunch of ice into here and let's see how that thing processes that. So after a couple of seconds, it's real time there. There's a couple of ice chunks left, but it's milled down pretty much into just snow. If I ran it a little bit further, you could have this down to whatever consistency you want. If you're making drinks for this You might actually have to be careful how long you do it in case you actually want some consistency left to your ice, because this beats it down to just nothing. Take the peller out of the middle, and you can kind of look in there. It's beat up pretty good. There isn't much chunk left in this already. Oh yeah, this thing is violent as well when blending away. Don't ever forget to leave this little guy closed before you hit the blender, or you end up with that on your counter when you're making a YouTube video. The rest of this unit is all good. I have no complaints. Now, because we've had this model for a number of years already, this exact one probably isn't available on the market anymore. So these are the two that I recommend as comparables. I will leave a link down below if you want to pick one up. But overall, we absolutely love this. This was a massive upgrade from our previous blender that just had the chopping blade on the bottom, that kind of style. This one has been a massive improvement over that. And I feel like the price point is reasonable as well. You're not going to break the bank. And as far as taking seeds down in liquid, I'm not sure exactly how some of the other experiments and stuff were done. This tomato soup is homemade. Whole tomatoes were used. Whole onions were used actually in the cook. And you can see the consistency of it. It's all creamy. There's no chunks in here. That's even including the tomato seeds. It pureed it down to a mash. It's nice and creamy. There's no chunks. I mean, that's what a blender is supposed to do, right? Anyway, there's just an example of one of the things you can do with this blender.